more to it when you watch it, probably.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Now, I haven't watched much until recently and been studying a lot, and I see in the background, but don't really pay attention. But I've never even heard of this one, and I've just noticed definitely season shows. A show called The Rich Flu. Now, I've talked about certain things about viruses and certain ways to attack and prayers and all this kind of stuff. And how do I see how the rich flu works? That is quite odd because what it's doing, it's not a flu getting your genetics or you're weak or anything like that, like every other flu does, or disease mainly. It's attacking your wealth. So you might as well call it the wealth flu, wouldn't it? As they saying it's the rich flu. Or it's because where the rich hang out. I don't know. I have to keep watching the show. It's got an all upside down thing, you know. But I haven't seen the show. And I'm about to put on it and check it out. But I thought I'd make my opinion of what I believe. So it'd either be a nanite kind of thing that gives you flu symptoms, as we see in Star Trek and stuff like that. It's a possibility, which turns out to be called the rich flu. Or it's a biblical thing in a strange way, because biblical's strange, where someone did a prayer, or God's gone, fuck these rich people, I'm going to give them the flu, and that's how it's working, right? Or aliens somehow genetically get it to think, so you can go, now little virus, go for the rich people, right? Or it just decided that's what it wanted to do, things like that. But more likely you'd be looking at nanos or some sort of miracle kind of weird spiritual kind of thing. But I don't see it really happening unless it was some sort of miracle in some sort of way. Because a lot of poor people will say, well, at least it's attacking them. And I say spiritual because there's a spiritual sort of meaning there where I'll think, well, why would you? And I've talked about the rich lately, and what it could be a God thing from a righteous God, doing an attack, as they've talked about. And he attacks the rich, going, well, if you want to keep your wealth in such problems, well, you're going to die by a flu, and then your wealth's going to keep spreading, and it's going to have the same problem until you spread that wealth out, kind of thing, and solve some issues. Right? And so that makes sense on them. Right? And so the best way to fight that flu is like, if you don't want to die, right, is to get rid of your wealth, right, is what God wanted you to do. It's telling you something. And you get to live. Yeah, start getting rid of it and do it in some sort of way. Perhaps even if you're going to get rid of it, do it in a good, righteous way. Who knows? But you certainly have to get rid of your wealth when you have a wealth bug coming after you. Um, if it's not just to do with, it's a rich flu because of what rich do. Like they say, poor people get symptoms because of what they do. Perhaps rich might.